Yo, it's crypto blood, Detroit flow, screaming from the D, knowing what to show. Indicators are wrong point, OG since 12, invested in trade, living life like a pro. I'm Rucker, Jerry, it's just blood too. Bad motherfucker, but in a good way, boo. Got my eyes on the charts, ain't no time to sleep. Get that money, gotta keep it creep. This my crypto blood, twist the toasters on the line. Stacking my coin, got the market on my mind. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum too. Cash is king, but I'm looking for a new move. I know the culture of the markets like the streets. Got my finger on the pulse, can't nobody beat. I see the trends, I see the flow. Got my strategies in place, you know.
Yo, it's NYP. Yeah, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Since I was born, been stacking my coin. These niggas pop, my money keep growing. Your girl is a dot, she all on my groin. She blowing my horn, we fuck like porn. These rappers is whack, they lyrics is corn. I'm getting this money, it never get born. I'm loading my strap, they calling the law. Fuck around and get clapped for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars, then it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing it live. We got Piper Academy. The Academy is in the building. The Academy is in the building. Lick a shot for the Academy. Piper Academy gang is in the house. Thank you guys for the support. Thanks for tuning in for this morning's stream. Boy, man, every day is something new, ain't it? Trump comes out yesterday. Like this has to be some type of game that the simulators are playing with us. It makes no sense. This guy comes out, Trump, and says the war is, what did he say? Was completely over, or was over completely? The war was over completely. Kind of, or whatever he said, man. It just didn't make any sense. It sounded like, to me, I'm going to be honest with you. Shout out to the Squid Gang in the building. It sounded like a cover. I told you Taco was on. He was circling the drain. Taco was circling the drain. He saw the oil markets crash, or actually go up crazy. Stock market crash. Dow was down over almost 1,000 points in the morning. Taco had to come out with something. Had to come out with something, man. And he came out with the war is over completely. I just don't understand. Voice Crypto said you called it. Thank you. All about the Benjamins, ladies and gentlemen. That's the problem. That's why we can't make any rational decisions in this country, because it's just not Trump. It's the Senate. It's the Congress. They're all about the money. So this is why we cannot call or do anything rational in this country. It's all about the money. Stock can't even, this is how you know we're on the verge of something epic. We can't even allow the stock market to go down one day. We can't have a mini crash, a mini crisis in the stock market, because everything is hinged on the stock market continuing to go higher and higher and higher. Pension funds, 401ks, Everything is hinged on the stock market. It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely crazy. So what I think Trump did today, guys, and hit that like button as you guys get in here. This is funny. This is hilarious. This can't be true. this can't be true right here. This can't. Hold on, let me see. Let's come over here. Donald Trump has appointed Erica Kirk to help advise the Defense Department on issues affecting the Academy. Piper Academy?
Print the blood. I thought you were street smart, bro.
This can't be true. This can't be. Again, simulation. Right. Right. There you go, bro. Take the glasses off, Pastor Mace. I just don't understand what's going on. Let's see if someone grokked this. Let's see if this is. Okay, this gotta be a little mean. No, wait, hold on. Erica Kirk was appointed by President Trump to the U.S. Air Force Academy Board of Visitors. Somebody help me out, man. I'm dying inside. I just cannot understand what is going on in this world today. I don't understand it. This is what Voice Crypto is talking about. I bet you Trump. This is what I tweeted the other day. On March 8th, okay, Sunday, I said, I bet you Trump won't last another whole week in Iran. Not because our military doesn't have the capacity for another week, but because Trump is motivated by money. Iran's move to shut down the Strait of Hormuz is going to have heavy impact on the U.S. stock market this week. Too much pain this week will cause Taco. That is Trump always chickening out. And Trump will look for an exit or an excuse out of Iran. I called it to a T. This was Sunday. Sunday morning, to be exact. This is before we even saw crude oil futures open Sunday evening. I finish off by saying when a nation is led by money, and not morale or morals, there are no long-lasting decision-making plans. There you go, my friend. It's crazy, peacemakers, man. It just doesn't make any sense. Steve Hickey in the building. What's going on, my brother? Everybody from the glove, show me some love. Everybody, Michigander, show me some love in the chat room right now, please. The 1970s call. They want their headlines back. U.S. hockey team wins, inflation resurgence, Middle East conflict, oil price spike. Man, oh man. Yes, Piper Academy is strong today. We are in the building. Hit that like button, ladies and gents. Absolute Clown World Squid. You know it. Orange face has to take orders from above. So to finish my thesis on what happened today or yesterday, I think Trump used he came out and said war was over. All of that as a cover. It was a cover for, guess what? For the plunge protection team to come in and pump the markets back up, baby. It was coordinated. It was a coordinated event. Absolutely coordinated event. Because really, if you think about it, why would Wall Street believe Trump? Everything is a flip-flop. Nothing is, you can't take his word for anything. So anything he says is either just off the cuff or it is either the opposite. But in this case, why would Wall Street believe that the war was over when you have tangible evidence that it is not? This ain't the year, like, you know, my guy Army Piper says 1970s. The playbook may be coming out of the 1970s, but ladies and gentlemen, we are in the 2026s. And there's a thing called the internet. And furthermore, a thing called the modern day mobile device. Mobile phone, right? We got cell phones, digital cameras everywhere. I mean, all you got to do is go and look online. YouTube. Or even other, you know, X. We see what's going on. The war is not over. At all, by a long shot. He said the Strait of Hormuz was back open. Just all types of lies so that we could prop up the markets. And we have a coordinated move back up. PPT team can come back in. Plunge protection team comes in, bids the market up, you know, slams oil. Oil, we've never seen this type of move in oil in history. In history. It's crazy. And it's unreal. And it's fabricated. And it's just it's all rigged. They're keeping the markets up because we are literally where the market is hedged to the top. Like we can't be any more leveraged. No more. We can't be any more higher in counterparty risk. And David B said, "I'm looking for stagflation and have been for at least a year now. I haven't forgotten the economy, gas prices, and the gas rationing of late." Yeah, that's coming. I mean, from what I'm seeing, guys, Strait of Hormuz is still closed. Iran is not letting up, nor should they. They have all rights to do exactly what they're doing because they've been stabbed in the back twice by the U.S., the Trump administration, twice. Stabbed in the back twice. They have all rights to do what they're doing. Army Piper says, wait until February inflation numbers drop this week and everyone thinks we're good. Markets pump on it. Then April drops March inflation data and the oil and shipping stuff hits the numbers and rug pull. Probably right. Our economy is the market and the petrodollar. Man, this was bound to happen. Iran is not giving up. Iran is not getting. No, they're not giving up. And again, they shouldn't. They shouldn't, bro. So in today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look at the markets. I got a few articles to take a look at. I'll give you my analysis on everything. We'll take a look at some trades. Bloodalytics.com, where you need to be. Just updated this morning. We had an update to the parameters for Bitcoin versus USDT for Scalpalytics Pro V2. That was launched before the session, the US session this morning. So if you are a member and you have your link bookmarked that you get when you sign up, just refresh that and you will see the new parameters for Bloodalytics, Scalpalytics Pro. All right, so you don't have to do anything. Also provided those new parameters just in case you needed them on your own charts in the chat room on Telegram. Let me see here if I can pull this up really quickly. So we are currently flopping and groping. We did go long, very brief long this morning. Then we went short. Okay, took 50% of our profits right here. Then we turned around and went long. Took 50% of our profits right there. And we're still in this long for Bitcoin. Now, Ethereum, really quickly. Damn near identical move. And, you know, this is just... Now, this is on the 1 minute. This is a scalping system, so it's on the 1 minute. It probably looks a little bit more dramatic than it really is. But this is just nonsense, right? Just washing people out. I think at this point we probably will end the session on a high. We'll have to take a look at what the stock market is doing. Oh, look, lo and behold, look at that. The PPT is at it again today, ladies and gentlemen. NASDAQ up 0.7%, almost 1%. Dow Jones up 0.5%, like nothing ever happened. But again, you can only manipulate in the short run. Long-term trends, I think, are still, as long as this war is continuing on, oil will go higher. We'll continue to see oil head higher. We'll continue to see gold and silver head higher. But they'll do things to try to shake people out and doubt their actual conviction. But this is nonsense, because nothing has changed. I'm just so disappointed in our country, man. We got people like Pete Hegseth out there last week, like acting like this is a video game, saying, yeah, we're killing them, and all, just like no value for just life in general. And even though I don't believe in karma, I sure hope something come back at us on this. This is dead wrong, man. Absolutely dead wrong. We got Wu in the building. What's going on, brother? U.S. has killed the new leader of Iran. Dad, mother. Yeah, man. I almost shed a tear for this dude. I don't even know, it's just on a human level, bro. First of all, as Mr. Mike says here, mission incomplete for the U.S. Mission incomplete. You come out from one of three different. You flip flop like it was a crypto face chart. You flip flop like 3 times, but one of your objectives or missions, you said, was to have a regime change. So you kill the Ayatollah, and they replaced him with his son, who might be worse than him. That is a mission failure. This son, dad was killed. Dad was the Ayatollah. Dad was killed. Mother was killed. Wife was killed. His child was killed. And his cousin or uncle. Man, I would never stand down. It's up forever now, bro. Like, Zero F says Bitcoin to revisit 100K in Q3 midterms this year, so everyone's bullish. Wu asks, have I heard anything about Fed Now going live here next month in April? It's already live, if I'm not mistaken. Wu, it was live a couple years ago, a year or so ago. They may be rolling out new aspects of it, but no, I haven't heard anything about this new phase. We've been in testing phase for years. Heard it gets the big push next month. I thought they were already live, but just at a very, very, very minimal level. But maybe I'm wrong, Will. But I'll have to look into that, and I'll talk about it on the next stream. Midterms are bearish the first 3 quarters. Prospector in the building. Can I look at the SUI chart and tell me what you think? Sure will. Let me pin that. I'll do that today. Stick around to the end of the show. I will do that. TA request for you, Prospector. Hyben said, I didn't realize we were still in a government shutdown. Day 24. What the? Are you serious? Dang, I didn't know that either, man. Iran has intercepted nearly every missile with its buildings. The war machine keeps turning. It's like the movie The Kingdom. It don't stop. You guys are right, man. You guys are right. So we are we are currently long, guys. Currently long with Scalpalytics Pro on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. After going short this morning and taking a little bit of those profits on the short on both of these trades. Almost identical moves in today's session for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but currently long, looking good. Decent in the money on these two spot trades, these long trades here on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we'll continue to monitor that. We do have the greed index, greed and fear, ticking up a little bit more, even so, more so today, I should say. It's at 27 now. Was at what, 22 last live stream? So we are ticking up a little bit, getting a bounce off the lows of 5, which was historic. I've never seen anything that low. F that regime. Which one? Iran? Iran. Let's see here. I want to go over, as Army Piper mentioned earlier in the chat room, we do have some economic data coming out later this week. One being mainly we need to look at the unemployment claims coming out Thursday at 8:30. And then Friday we have unemployment, actually, I'm sorry, core PCE, which is what typically and allegedly what the Federal Reserve really looks at. They look at the PCE number the most. So look out for some really good action Wednesday, or actually Thursday and Friday of this week. Bitcoin still down for the year, 21.8%, almost 22% down for the year. So just giving you a bird's eye view, putting everything into context. Wellness check on MicroStrategy. Let's do a refresh. It is up 141 now, up 2% today, or 1.5%. MNAV is down slightly, so that means that the stock has outperformed its Bitcoin holdings a little bit, a tad bit there. CPI is tomorrow. Hyben says, maybe I needed to do a refresh. Let's see, CPI. Do a refresh really quickly. CPI is tomorrow, correct? But core PCE is the number that allegedly the Federal Reserve really hangs their hat on. Gold, silver. Let's take a look at silver at $89. I have to say, man, resilient. Silver is really hanging in there. Hanging in there tough. $89, Shanghai 101. So the spread is at a 13% spread. Still pretty, that's pretty big spread. I know the spread is kind of pricing in export restrictions from China and so on and so forth. So that's understandable, but still 13% spread is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now let's take a look at a couple of tweets out here in these streets. Want to look at this one from Ash Crypto. Gold and silver pumped hard after breaking out of their monthly accumulation zone. Once we see, he says, this breakout in Bitcoin, the catch-up rally will be absolutely insane, he says. Iran was directly responsible for the unbelievable attempt on me. That's funny, bro. What do you think about this? Do you think that we're going to see Bitcoin re-establish some type of coupling with the precious metals, gold and silver? I don't see it happening. There's something fundamentally going on with crypto, with Bitcoin, that we're not seeing, because we should be seeing a better performing Bitcoin if it were what they say it should be in these types of environments, and we're not seeing it. I think the thesis for Bitcoin being a safe haven. Though I've been a mad proponent of the opposite of that theory. I always said that Bitcoin was a risk-on asset, but even as risk-on assets, it's not performing as a risk-on asset. Even as liquidity is pumping in, it's not performing as that. So it is even defying my definition and role for Bitcoin, which is very concerning, to be honest with you. Very concerning. That means there's an entity behind the scenes that is unloading heavily on Bitcoin. It is absorbing all the purchases every week from Michael Saylor's company. It is absorbing, in my opinion, the liquidity increases in the markets, where we're seeing, stocks head higher. NASDAQ, more specifically, it's absorbing all of that. And of course, it's going down when risk off occurs. So something is absorbing all of the buying pressure that we're seeing in Bitcoin, and that is concerning for me. Polymarket, we'll take a look at some of those bets. Maybe they are doing it OTC. If people are, it's possible they're selling OTC, but and if you sell OTC, there's going to be a lag in kind of the expression of that sale. So I feel like we should have been seeing some type of rally last year at some point with the risk on assets, and it just wasn't happening. I don't know, man. Of course, there's got to be OTC sales going on, but something is highly suppressing the price of Bitcoin to the downside, and we can't blame the government. Our government is highly pro-crypto, so there's some major entities that are or one or two, or I don't know how many there are, but there's a huge selling pressure behind the scenes in the Bitcoin crypto markets. Prospector said, but also stable coins are taking away liquidity from Bitcoin and the alts. This is very true. Very true. But you got to look at stable coins as a net neutral. It's just the dollar, right? So it's the opposite of having risk on. So we can't really, I don't want to really compare it dollar for dollar or 1-to-1 with why we're seeing Bitcoin being suppressed, because it's a neutral position being in stable coins. So I can't blame it on stable coins fully, though it is taken away from some liquidity, but I wouldn't blame it all on stable coins at all. But what do you guys think about this? Bitcoin to follow gold and silver once it breaks out of its accumulation zone. I'm not too convinced. Let's take a look at our main chart here. My main live stream chart. This was the area that I called to a T. I said we wouldn't go higher than this area. Boom. That occurred. Now we're looking at whether or not this head and shoulders is going to play out. And so far, not so good. I'm going to be honest with you. That pattern is not looking good. However, just remember, many times head and shoulders, the right side of the shoulder can be a tad bit higher than the left side of the shoulder. So just be careful, because right now it does look like a breakout. I'm not going to lie. It looks like a nice breakout. However, guess what? You just got to scroll back a little bit. Just a little bit. Not even a lot. Just a little bit. You know, we got TikTok attention. We got TikTok attention spans, even in trading. So just scroll back a little bit. Find that last area of resistance. And if I scroll back over, guess what? We haven't broken past that. So all we need to do, if for me to feel like, and I know it's like very close to taking out this A, but really I need to see a close above 72,300, 73,000. I'm sorry, 72,300 on Bitcoin. This is Bitfinex, so it could be a plus or minus a couple $100 there, but you kind of get the picture. 72,400. We start seeing action above there, then I'll be like, yeah, it's done. But what is still in play and potentially going to happen is I'm just going to move the A up here. We could get this as the move. Not going to lie. I'm not trusting these markets. I am not trusting these markets at all. So I'm going to update my potential head and shoulder, my right shoulder on this head and shoulder pattern to right here. We'll see what happens. I'll update you tomorrow. I'll save that chart. Mike says here, can't be stable coins because the overall market cap of crypto is lower, if I'm not mistaken. Good point. Market cap does include stable coins. Very good point, Mike. Didn't even think about it and look at it that way. D. Sharon in the building. What's going on, bro? I think we're still going to 40, 50K range. I do. I don't think we're out the clear. I do not think we're out the clear. I think we're still going to see our buddy right here, Mr. Helmo Elmo. I think this move up in stocks, even in crypto, is an illusion. They're trying to keep everything together. Plunge protection team came in right on target, right when Trump said the war was over, and we bold-faced lied. We know the war is not over. Right when he said that, markets go up as though they can't look for themselves and see that the war isn't over. It's a coordinated event, coordinated move, without a shadow of a doubt. Don't forget, WEX. I like to say WEX. It sounds better than weeks. Weeks sound a little weeks. A little weak. I like weeks. I like WEX. I like WEX. So WEX, 7-day free trial with Bloodalytics. And also if you deposit at least $100, you'll get $50 in your account right away. So don't forget about WEX, the best. Link in the description below. You can scan that QR code you see on the screen right now, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Polymarket. Let's take a look at Polymarket really quickly. We got crypto. We got a few markets over here on Polymarket. But the one I really wanted to pay attention to and highlight is, where is it? What price will Bitcoin hit in March? Ironically enough, they do have it hitting 75,000. 65% chance we hit 75. 64% chance we hit 75,000. Interestingly enough. There was another one I thought I saw, but I'm not finding it right now. But this came out on March 8th, which at 6 p.m., which was before we had all this slam down PPT coming in on Monday, all that stuff, right? They said it was a chance that 80% chance that, I'm sure this is much lower now, 80% chance that Bitcoin falls below $60,000. Kalshi put this out on Sunday at 6 p.m. I'm sure this mood has, this sentiment has definitely changed. Absolutely. But you know, it was, I don't know if you guys saw, there was a tweet. I didn't highlight it. I should have saved it. But there was a tweet that went out on, I want to say Sunday before markets open. I think it was Sunday. Someone put a $7 million short on crude oil. And then Trump comes out and says what he says. So, you know, these prediction markets, man, are just they do need to do something about this, bro. Like, I don't know how you can. I really don't know. But it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. It's definitely getting out of hand. Before we move on, I do want to bring in a special guest. He is in the building. Let me see if I can get back over to my main screen. Let's go ahead and get my guy. Well, he disappeared, I think, right when I was going to bring him up. He must have got scared. Don't be scared. Come on back, my friend. Come on back, my friend. We'll see if we can get him back in the building here in a second. But I was just about to bring him up, and he disappeared on us. So prediction markets face questions on Iran war bets from regime change to nuclear detonation. Prediction markets are facing a backlash over wagers being placed on the Iran war. Polymarket recently archived markets that had allowed bets on the timing of nuclear detonation after the contracts attracted hundreds of thousands of dollars and some public backlash. Now, this is not the regulation that should be done. Let the markets play out. You know, if there are different markets people want to bet on, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? You think that those type of markets should not be allowed? I don't have a problem with that, to be honest with you. I don't personally have a problem with it. Let's check on Scalpalytics Pro really quickly, our trades over there on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we're starting to roll over. Now, we did take another 25% profit right here on Bitcoin. So we are milking out all the profits we can. Even if we do a reversal here, we should be good on that move. Haven't taken any more profit taking positions or events on Ethereum, but we did manage to get some more out of this long trade. I'm not convinced, guys. I really feel like we need to watch this area right here. I've moved the potential shoulder, right shoulder, up a bit. Let's see if they can show improve. We get above here. We get above that dotted green line. 9 times out of 10, we're going to take out that previous high, which would have been the head of this pattern. And we would ultimately head higher. I'm not convinced, though. I'm not convinced with this price action. Now, we do have, this is my favorite chart right here. We do have a crossover, bullish crossover on the bloodline on our crypto total market cap chart, which is a nice barometer for overall sentiment and market direction. So I do have to say and point out that this is bullish. And cross above this line is bullish. We've been kind of in a sideways, and I mean, I can draw a channel for this really quickly. This is the top of the channel, and this is the, I would say, bottom of the channel right here. Even though we did dip below that channel, I'm not counting that as the bottom. I'm going to bring it up a tad bit and count this as the bottom of the channel, and we'll change this to a normal red line, and we'll change this one as well to a red line so we can really see the difference here. Red line, there you go. So kind of in between this channel, and we've been in this channel for wow, since February 5th or 6th. So quite a few weeks we've been in this nice tight channel. So you can really kind of just, and I'll keep an eye out on this for you. and update you on the live streams. But a breakout above or below would be a significant move for us in the market. So I'm gonna definitely save this, and we'll keep an eye out on that. I'll maybe change this one to a different color so we can differentiate what's going on here. Make that yellow, and I'll save that so we have that as well. Let's see who we got in the chat room. D. Sharon said hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button, ladies and gents. We got too many people in here for the likes to look as bad as they do. It makes no sense. So let's take this opportunity right now, guys, to hit the like button and get a little bit more motion in here. You know the algo likes that. It doesn't cost you anything to hit the like button. So please do that right now for CB. I would greatly appreciate that. Would greatly appreciate that. All right, so I don't really have anything else. I was gonna have the guests come up. My guy 10 Pound. I'm gonna go ahead and air him out. I don't know what happened to him. I was gonna have 10 Pound come up and chat with us and give his opinion about the markets, but it seems like he cut out. Hyben said we got a quadruple, triple witching event on the 20th. He says I think Bitcoin will start falling from that Monday all the way down through Friday the 20th. Okay. We just had someone else jump in and then they left as well. Maybe he's having some technical difficulties. I'm not sure. We'll wait around for him. Hit that like button, guys. Again, appreciate each and every one of you tuning in today. We got someone else. Oh, well, he left again. We had Default jumping in, but it seems like he's having some issues as well. These fools don't know how to use technology, acting like they're boomers or something. I don't know what the hell is going on. A round of applause for the boomers out there. Let's go ahead and get our guy Default, aka John Hill, in the building. What's going on, John Hill?
What's going on, man?
What's the word? Give us your breakdown and analysis. You know, you're always coming with the contrarian view.
Well, I'm not sounding as much as a contrarian anymore. I see a lot of people are starting to view things how I'm viewing it, honestly.
Okay.
That's why I've been a little bit quiet. I'm just letting everything settle. I just, just trying to profit from all the volatility. I was, just saying in the chat room, I was long oil since like $62. And then when it pumped to 119, I took a short just off the technicals. It was like short term. It was extremely overextended. And I think you said it like if we would keep pumping, like, it's going to be catastrophic in the morning. And I was just like, this is perfect opportunity to take a stab at a pullback. But
yeah, we got to 116. Some say 120 on oil.
Like around 120, 119, 65, something like that. Okay. But it everything is just, unfortunately, it's kind of going the way I thought. I think we had conversations back in, like, right after the election. I'm thinking January when Trump got inaugurated. This was after, your boy, I forgot his name. He was talking all that shit. I forgot his name. Dude out of, I think it's Memphis or something like that. He was from somewhere in the down south, something like that. And I was just saying, like, people look at the government as,
He was on my show, or he was in our members' YouTube channel chat room.
Both. And I didn't take no offense or nothing to it. He was just talking shit, and I'm just like, that sentiment I was saying then, I was just like, it's just come to fruition. That's why I was never on the Trump brand, because I understand his administration and just the people that were supporting that administration. They look at things from their own point of view. And when you're dealing with government agencies, when you're dealing with the government, you got to look at it. You can't look at it from your point of view. you gotta look at it from a public good. And your sentiment now with like, everything is about the money. It's basically been my sentiment the whole time. And people keep saying like
It is.
we're in a
And
fascist.
and I
Everybody's
would
like, oh,
and I would have stayed, before Trump. I said it was all about the money, but Trump kind of tricked me, and I don't even think he tricked me. I think he changed, bro. I just think he did a 180 because I
it
think he
changes.
was.
He played the game. He played. That's all these politicians are going to play the same game. They're going to, they're going to be. We're going to change things. We're going to, they're going to have their own way of changing, and ways that they're going to change it. But in reality, is they're just playing all the same game. There's an interview I'm looking for. I'm scouring the internet for on YouTube. Actually, there was a broadcast called the Real News. I don't even think they put out content anymore, but their content's still there. There's a guy named Larry Wilkerson. He was like, I think he worked under Colin Powell in the security for the Bush administration.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, he had a video back in like 2008, 9, and he basically gave out the playbook, the geopolitical playbook of how we were going to attack certain countries, and like basically the time, like not the timeline, but the order of who we were going to attack and when, like the reasons why. I'm looking for this interview, and if I find it, I'm going to send it to you because it's like
I've seen
really,
Wilkerson on other shows lately, like
yeah,
geopolitical shows, recently.
yeah, because they got this Asian dude now, like that's like they're trying to hype
Professor?
up, like, yeah, they trying
Professor.
to
Shout out
they
to
trying to hype him
Professor,
up.
man. What the fuck is that? Do you think do you think Professor is a psyop?
I think they just a shill. I think it's somebody they just hype up in the media. They do this with a lot of people. They hype them up, act like they got all these answers, and it's like, dog, you just made a weak prediction from something that anybody like Larry Wilkerson. He, like I said, he put out the whole playbook of like we were going to attack Syria, we're going to attack Ukraine, like all like the whole every in order, and that was like back in 2009. And it didn't get a lot. It didn't get a lot of press because it's the Real News. Like people didn't watch that that publication. They still didn't watch it. I think that's why they went defunct. But like he worked with the administrations. He knows the playbook. So all this is just coming to fruition, and that's why I'm always saying like it doesn't matter if you vote for Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter. You're going to get the same agenda. It might be slightly towards this side more because of this party, this side is in power more than the other side, but it just flips. But it's the same agenda. That's why I just don't like the whole politics game. I don't even watch it. I don't even like pay attention to it. I just watch the markets because that's what's going to dictate. If it's just a money game, that's what's going to dictate the outcome.
Yeah, the market ultimately is going to tell you. They can't sneak around their intentions without leaving a fingerprint in the market or on the market. It has to be expressed in the market.
Exactly. And that's why when you made that post, I saw that post when you said Trump, this week he's going to have to wrap it up within a week. Is you're spot on because that money, like when that oil starts to pump, and it's the recession that destroys any like that destroys everything. So you can't allow that type of jolt into the economic sphere. Like it's just going to. That's end game for him. Like that's when everybody turns. Like he still has a few people that are supporting whatever. I know his numbers are down and stuff like that. But that's end game. Like if oil goes up to 150, they're going to be talking about impeaching him and getting him out of here.
You don't think he's going to be impeached anyway?
After
midterms?
We'll see. We'll see how those results happen because I don't know,
bro. There's no way he's winning midterms. There's no way he's going to keep.
No, there's no. If everything is the way it is, like we don't have any more like surprises, and there is no like threat on the elections or anything like that, then yeah, he's out of here. Like that Congress is getting flipped, but we'll see, man. I don't know. Like you never know. Like we're living in crazy times. You don't know if what could happen. Because you kind of opened the box by, attacking Iran. Now you don't know if Iran has something up their sleeve because it's really Russia and China. Iran's just the proxy. So
So speaking of Russia, you bring up Russia. Trump called. And the operative word is he called. His administration called Putin. Jumped on our call. And this one guy I was listening to early this morning had some intel on what was talked about, and basically Trump was saying, he was saying that Trump and Putin kind of are in a swap. They wanted to swap kind of some of their leverage points, meaning Trump wanted to have Russia back off a little bit on the assistance to Iran, and in return, Trump and his administration would speedily try to wrap up this Ukraine war.
Makes sense.
So that's what allegedly was the kind of deal that was struck. What do you think about that?
That makes sense. And that's the only leverage they have right now. Well, not the only leverage, but that's one of the main leverage points that the United States have to keep the pressure in that Ukraine war. But I mean, I'm open to anything happening. So at this point, because it's really, like, to me, it was a desperate measure. Like, I don't know why, but they made that decision to attack it. I don't know the whys. I just know that the action. So I'm just watching what's going on. Like I said, I'm just trying to profit and get out of Dodge, man. That's my recommendation for everybody. Is like, get whatever you can get and get out of Dodge, because it ain't gonna be like the government doesn't respond to the people.
When you say get out of Dodge, that insinuates that we are heading lower.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's unstable. Like, all of this stuff is unstable. And at some point, reality is going to set in. And when reality sets in, it's not going to be, it's not going to be a pretty thing. So that's why I think there was like reports of, what was that? BlackRock was holding accounts or something like that. That was last week. Like,
yes, that's true. It's not a report. That's factual.
These are like the whole game's a Ponzi scheme. So it's not going to take much for everything to unravel. I don't know when that's going to unravel, but like I said, the whole thing is self-preservation at this point. So that's just it. Everything else, I'm just watching. I'm just seeing, like I said, I'm just seeing the sentiment change, and I think the sentiment change is just too late, honestly, because a lot of things that could have been addressed, people are just realizing, like, oh, like, yeah, our government is all about corruption. It's all about who's in the inside. No matter.
Well, I'm just highly
Democrat.
disappointed. I'm highly disappointed about being. I'm a little ashamed of being an American right now because of how we are. We literally are like Nazi Germany. I mean,
We're the bad guy.
We're the bad guy.
We're the bad guy.
We are.
Yes.
I'm sorry. We're the bad guy, bro.
You can't look at it, if you look at it just objectively. You can't look at it any other way. Like, but that's the role of every empire.
I didn't want to look at it that way. I didn't want that to be the case, but we literally are that. We're that guy. We're the bad guy.
Yeah. Everything they say
Stalin. We're like on some Stalin type. I mean, maybe not that bad, but hell, I don't know. Like, I don't know how many people we've killed in Iran in this war, this go round, or how many we killed in the last little 10-12 day war.
You never know.
I don't know how many countless people we've killed in Iran and Iraq war, Afghanistan war. Bro, we've killed millions of people. You want to talk about Holocaust? If you cumulatively take all of those wars, how many people have we killed? In the name of what? It's literally no justification other than power, position, money plays. At the end of the day,
that's pretty much it. I mean, this is you learn in like history, and like 7th grade about colonization and the European nations going to Africa and extracting resources, and it's like. Is this modern day? It's just now it's the Middle East because oil is gold now.
Bro, did you hear Trump? So now we know, without a shadow of a doubt, all the evidence shows that our Tomahawk missiles hit the school with the 160, 170 girls, right? School age girls.
Mm.
It's now known for a fact that we did that in Iran. In Iran. So, did you hear what Trump excuse was, or his latest opinion? Because at first, when he was on Air Force One, he said that, yeah, I'm hearing that from my understanding that was Iraq or Iran that did that, and it wasn't us.
Nah,
But we'll look into it. Now that the news
I
has
didn't.
come out, he's now saying that he still has to look into it because it could have been Iran. They can get Tomahawk missiles on the black market, and a whole bunch of different countries have Tomahawk missiles. Bro, no, they do not. Bro, stop. Like, you have to have a special launching device to even put one of those in the air. It's
But,
just like it's just blatant, like bro. It's something. I think it's something wrong with this guy mentally, bro. I think he's gone.
Well, I think he's mostly just talking to the people that are still listening and still believe what he got to say, honestly. Because, there's always going to be, no matter what, there's always going to be somebody that supports whatever the craziest thing you can think about. There's always supporter for it. So, I mean, at this point, like I said, I don't listen to the rhetoric. I'm just watching the charts. I don't know, man. It's just not going to end well. That's all I know. And to me, like I said, barring another shock or something with the political system, he probably will get impeached. But I gotta run, man. I was trying to call it earlier, but I'm like in between things.
All right, bro. We got
business going
John
on.
Hill, aka Default. Appreciate him jumping in, man.
I'll get up with you.
We'll definitely connect, man. So appreciate it. Yeah, guys. What do you guys think about John Hill, aka Default's analysis on this whole situation? He thinks we're ultimately going lower. Get it while you can. Get in where you fit in, and he says ultimately it all unravels. And I think I have to agree. I think by midterms or after midterms, if Trump becomes a lame duck, he's just going to let the whole thing fall. At that point, I think he's going to let the whole market, all the rigging, I think all of that will be he's just going to let it go, and we'll see it tumble from there, and then he can kind of say, "Oh, look, he'll have an out politically, domestically. He'll have a political out if he becomes a lame duck president, and he'll just let it all go down from here." D. Sharon says they create conflict just to justify their existence. Yeah, I guess so, right? If you create the fire, if you don't have fires, right, you don't need a fire department. So you got to create some fires so you can go put them out. I definitely agree with that. You're not chosen ones. Don't preach, John. We the POWs. Yep. We're going lower. I'm not happy with anyone or anything in DC right now. It's bad. So I mean, Iran, their history is depends on where we start, bro. They're Persians, so this goes back 2,500 years. You're not gonna wipe off a civilization that's been around that long, bro. So I don't know at what point you're talking about. Look at their history, but if you're talking modern day, 1960s, I don't know, man. There's a lot of backstory to why they became so radical against the West. If you are talking about starting in the 60s, and that's a whole nother conversation. Shout out to Chloe Dior for dropping in. He will blame the markets on the Iran war. Yeah, that's true. So hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll be doing a new stream on a different platform this Friday. It'll be the first show. I'll give you guys more details on that probably Wednesday or Thursday of this week, so you guys can come on over and check out the new show that I'll be hosting on WeX. I'll give you guys details on that. But this was the guy I was talking about as far as he's just taking the internet, the YouTube sphere by storm. This Professor Zhang, if I'm not mistaken, he talks with such confidence, and apparently he's made some predictions that I want to say back in 2019 possibly, that have played out exactly to a T. Now, one time can be luck, two times can be lucky. You could be lucky, you can have a lot of luck, and then third time is so I got to see, you know, his track record, if he can keep making these predictions on everything. So before we wrap up, we are going to look at the SUI chart from Prospector. He wants to know my TA opinion on that. So let's go ahead and load up SUI really quickly. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen, as we start to bring this thing in. We start to bring this thing to a landing on today's live stream, today's episode. So let me bring this up, SUI. I'm going to bring up SUI really quickly. USDT, Binance. Just reset the chart really quickly. Do a lock price. Bada boom, bada ding. All, you know, out the gate, I'm seeing consolidation zone, right? So just quickly seeing it right away. I'm seeing consolidation zone, right? I'm gonna go ahead and go with this box and not down here, because I'm getting more touches up here. So we got boom, boom, boom. And even this, I would even count this. This is a boom too. This is a boom shakalaka right here too. So 4 touches on that area. That's why I'm putting the box there. And then to the upside, we're going to go ahead and put it right here, which really we can go ahead and we can make that a touch as well. So that's a touch, that's a touch, that's a back top side touch, and then we got another touch right there. So this is the consolidation zone for SUI. So basically at this point, Prospector, all you're looking for is, and I would just put an alert above the zone and one below the zone. Now the one below this channel or consolidation area is a little bit more, is a little tricky, more tricky here to the downside, because you can see, you can get some false breakouts to the downside outside the channel, but it never breaks these 3 V's actually. Here's 1 V, here's 2, and then, you know, wicks like the stick, so we never got down there to the wick on that one. But that's all I can say. I don't have a really trend on it. You know, I don't use indicators. I just simply use support and resistance and trend lines, and there's no trend line right now that would be of any assistance really at this point. Now if we get a breakout, of course we could do some trends and see where we would possibly get stopped on the breakout to the upside. Okay, but other than that, it's just about consolidation and waiting for the breakout out of that consolidation zone. And if we break out to the upside, again, let me give you some numbers so you can have them. So if we break out above 105 on SUI, I would be bullish. 105 on SUI to the upside. Downside is a little bit more tricky. I would say if you want to be a little early, you could say a break below 81 on SUI. If you want to be a little bit more prudent with your move, you can wait to get in after 78. That will be the break of the wick that occurred back on February 5th. Okay? And ultimately, we got a really huge wick down here. This must have been October. It sure was. October, we dropped down to 55 cents on SUI. That's way out of range. Wouldn't even be worrying about that at this point. But that's where we are, prospector. Hope that helps in some form or fashion. So thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. My Crypto Space UK. How's that Keir Starmer treating you out there, buddy? Hyben says my neighbors are going to call 911 if you keep doing that. Oh man, wait. Won't the Fed print if oil does not leave Iran? Will the Fed print? Really, from my understanding, and I didn't even know they had this oversight, but apparently the Treasury Department is involved in this oil situation, so they will have a hand on trying to bring oil prices down. Besant was on Fox Business the other day talking about it. So apparently not the Fed, but the Treasury Department is going to have some hand in manipulating the price of oil down if it gets out of hand again. Never knew they had that ability or oversight. Learn something new every day, I guess, huh? Or you should at least. Troll King, D. Sharon, My Crypto Space, Chloe Dior, David Brumbelow, Enzo, Bruce, Voice Crypto. Man, I appreciate each and every one of you. Hit the like button on the way out, and I will check y'all tomorrow. How?
Chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks! We'll do it live.
Okay.